Good day, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? How you doing? You doing good? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good. I'm here. I'm well fed. And I'm excited, as always, about PulseChain. I remain optimistic. Quick sip. Hold on. Now, if everything worked out, I posted this in a bunch of telegrams, and it should go up on my Twitter. Ooh, I got to get banners going, guys. We are doing media assets banner. We're doing the banner, and I'm going to be including my book in that banner here in hopefully about a week, 10 days, or it's probably going to be longer. 2 weeks. It just takes time. And hold on. Here we go. And we're going to do this. And guys, you can always remind me if I forget, just remind me. Say, hey, Prairie, pop your stuff up, because I really do believe. Dose Easy, it is good to see you. It is really good to see you, man. You're the first man in the chat. Let me know if you cannot hear me. I think that these on-screen things, I think they're cool. I like them. So, yeah, hold on one second, guys. I had to flip my shoes off. Now I got to roll my pants up a little bit so I'm not stepping on my pant legs. All right, 12 eyeballs. But that includes people on Twitter. Loud and clear. Yeah, man. So, what's cooking? Let's do this. If you haven't voted yet at plsfolio.com, I just got to my office. So I will do that right now. Let me put it in the chat here. plsfolio.com. So go vote. I'm going to do it live. I'm going to vote live on PLS Folio. All right, here's how you do it. Maybe later. Go to PLS Folio main page. Scroll down. So, 2 people at least have reached out to me that it couldn't figure out how to vote. That's fine. Here's how you do it. Click on pTGC. You made some good trades this weekend to get some new capital. Yo, what did you trade? Guns, cars? Probably crypto trades, I imagine. And then, of course, you got to vote for UFO. I already voted from my phone this morning, so I can't vote with. I can't vote again on my phone. All the gains mysteriously stop once everyone is invested in. Isn't that something? Yeah, everybody is like. I mean, I'm like, as for dollar cost averaging, I'm like. My wife is like, that's enough, dear. Enough. So it's all right. I'm good. So I'm just hodling, but you know what I'm doing while I'm hodling? I'm working, because I'm going to pump my bags. I literally have a vested interest in the Grace currencies, and I'm literally, I've told you guys, I don't care to be a streamer. I really don't. It's kind of fun, but I'd rather go fishing. But I got a bag of pTGC and UFO that I want to see go. And if I have, and I'm not dependent on other people to do it for me. So I got to go do it myself. That's how I look at it. Crypto trade. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I did a little bit of that last week. I did a little bit. I used, guys, if you haven't tried libertyswap.finance, make sure you go to libertyswap.finance, and you can get the link right off of pulsechain.com. Make sure you bounce off of reputable sites to get onto sites. Use LibertySwap, guys. Had a friend. She was having trouble with the bridge on Friday. She's like, oh, yeah. She's like reloading Chrome and rebooting her. It could be all this junk, Good afternoon, SC. I was like, will you please just go try LibertySwap? And after about the 3rd time, she came back. She's like, thank you for recommending LibertySwap. It rocks. She flipped straight from Ethereum USDC into, I want to say it was Hex. I'm like, yeah, you can literally do that with LibertySwap. I went from EUSDC into another asset on PulseChain. So, yeah, they're not supporting pTGC and UFO yet, But one of my informers had a little birdie tell him that it might be up. So I went to check and it wasn't up. So, but just because there's a little bit of information coming out tells me that they're probably in the process of working on supporting the Grays currencies, and that'll be awesome. That'll be really cool. Why? I mean, it's kind of like there's not already a big old list of other tokens on there, but it sure makes it easier for you and I when we can just scroll down and go think instead of having to go find a contract address, and then we can tell her. And then it's like it almost minimizes contract risk. I think so. Yeah, you can never have enough crypto, man. So word of caution, well, I have y'all's attention because I think y'all probably, I'm just guessing, pay more attention at the beginning. Please be careful about your crypto. That $1,000 that you're investing right now, I know it's more than that, or, just this is for illustration purposes. You put $1,000 into crypto and it goes sideways for 3 years or 4 years and it's still worth $1,000. Okay, well, treat it like it's worth $1 million. Don't you expect it to become worth $1 million? Then treat it like it's going to be worth $1 million. So you get yourself a hardware wallet. Don't do crypto on a phone. Don't hold a single bag on a MetaMask or a Rabby or whatever hot wallet on your computer. Don't do that. Split it up into multiple wallets on a hardware wallet only, where you have the seed phrase saved in, etched in stainless steel in fireproof bags, 2 copies, 2 separate locations, all that stuff. A guy reached out to me yesterday and he wanted me to help him on stake. And I tried, and we're going into Spaces. I'm like, dude, jump into Spaces and we'll help you there. Or I should have told him to go to the Telegram and given him a link. I should have given him a link to the Telegram. I just realized that. Because I have it on my hotkey. I literally have it right here. I should have given him the link. I didn't. But, okay, this guy would probably take full responsibility for what he did. He ended up into a false scam pTGC Telegram, and they ended up taking all of his assets. How? They're like, oh, yeah, there's a problem with MetaMask. Just type your seed phrase into this website, and it looks like pTGC website. And he didn't have multiple wallets. He had all of his assets probably on a hot wallet. Been dollar cost averaging in for the last 2 years, had 10 grand in there, and then he lost it all. He lost all of it by being careless, uninformed. Get yourself informed about crypto security. Level it up, guys. It's like Mando said on Spaces yesterday. Now is the time to increase your security posture. And just be present when you're transacting. What else can you say? I mean, I've been wrecked before. What happens? What happens right before you get wrecked? Most of the time, it's like, are you guys familiar with buck fever? Like when you're chasing that buck, or you're drawing on that buck, or you're aiming at that buck. It's called buck fever, and you get really excited. And that can happen in crypto. And next thing you know, wrecked. You gotta try to calm yourself down. Maybe that's what I should do right now. Calm myself down. That's what you used to bridge over this morning. It works seamlessly. Yeah, man. LibertySwap.finance. Make sure you go to that one. Like, now is the time to make sure that you're bouncing off a reputable site onto a site you're not familiar with, and bookmark your sites. And you swapped with Base. Cool. In 2 minutes. That's awesome. So here is the main pTGC Telegram. That's the main one. And this is mine right here. This is I made this one. All you guys are invited. Come in and join my Telegram. Even if you don't participate, help the numbers to go up. Make it look like it's a legitimate, active, because it is, Telegram. And I really want it to be a resource, especially for people coming over to PulseChain. guys, I'm going to start creating more content on my YouTube and TikTok. I mean, content like videos, and then up in my Twitter too. And I'm driving everybody into my Telegram until I know that I'm supposed to do something else. That is what I am doing. Most people come into crypto through YouTube, not Twitter, and maybe a little TikTok. And I'm going to try to get them into my Telegram. Why? Because they are going to have an encounter with pTGC and UFO in my Telegram. Okay. I would send them to the main Telegram, but I want to, what was the reasoning for that? I want to make sure that they have a place where they can come and have their basic questions answered. I need to like Richard Hart says he's making a walled garden. I'm just kind of doing something, I guess, like that, where I'm going to have, the 3 social medias going and then my own little world, Telegram world. And it's kind of fun, but again, it's not something that I necessarily really want to do, although it's cool having all your friends in one place. So jump into my Telegram. And did you guys notice the last 5 digits of that? What is the last 5 digits of that Telegram link that was completely created randomly? I'm not over that. That was a ChatGPT said that's a 1 in 1.07 billion odds. Yes, I'm not over it, and I probably won't be ever. And you guys can go ahead and accuse me of not being over it. I don't care. So, yeah, if you got buddies that want to jump into my Telegram, if they got, any kind of crypto questions, I got to get the bots going. Like, it's a private Telegram. So the link is private, but still there are going to be scammers in there. And I got to get the bots going to remind people that I'm not going to, ask for those seed phrases, but I'm getting really off track. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go look at Secreto Bank. I heard there was an update. Good evening, David. It's good to see you. You must be either on the East Coast. You're probably on the East Coast. Or you're over in Great Britain or that kind of area of the world, Europe. But I imagine you're on the East Coast. All right, let's see. I'm going to drop this down and pop this up. There's an update to Secreto Bank. I haven't even looked at it yet. All right, so take a look at this up here. And let's look at the volume. I'm pretty sure I refreshed that yesterday. And it was pretty sorry. I haven't looked at Duck Screener all day, so we'll get there in a second. And then we'll get into the content, guys. We're going to walk through the whole ecosystem. Volume is up. And what's here? Volume single. Let's look at this volume. See if cores. There it is. Do you guys, how come my screen isn't showing? Oh, there it is. Cores. So check this out. We're looking at this together. Hey. Cores. Check volume. Well, it's not work. Hold up. There it is down there. So the PulseX cores, the PulseX pairs. Here's a bunch of PulseX pairs. PLSX WPLS pair has $500,000 in volume, $8 million in liquidity. You can, of course, sort. That's sweet. And yeah, this is going to be a highest volume pair. And then WPLS. And then look at this. Ink. Here's Ink. All the Ink pairs, the biggest pairs. What's the biggest volume? 2 Ink PLS, of course. And PHEX. Highest volume pair is, of course. So that's interesting. Wow, that is interesting. Because if you think about it, this is going to be fun to go over. Oh, Snowflake Society. I love it, man. Even though it's a little, can I say this? And if you're watching, don't take this wrong, Snowflake. It's like a little clunky. It's like not perfect. And I almost like that. It looks cool. I love it. All right. So what I was pointing out is that the Hex PLS pair, $400,000 in volume. Inc. WPLS, $265,000 in volume. PulseX WPLS, $500,000 in volume. And PulseX WPLS pair, $150,000 in volume. Well, the core assets are in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably 1.5 million between the four of them. And pTGC, how much volume does it have? 89,000. I accept. pTGC is a contender when it comes to volume in the RH ecosystem. It's up there, man. Sure, we only got 90 in it. His assets have like 1.5 million. We'll get up there. Axel Pros says pTGC is supposed to be a leverage on Pulse, but is there a big possibility WPLS will leave pTGC behind? I do not believe that. Let's have a look at that, Axel Pros. But in just a second, I'm going to star your comment just to make sure. I would leave it up, but let's have a look at the UFO real quick. Let me get it pulled up. And once we're done with the UFO, Axel, we'll go over and look at the deck screener. All right. Okay, I'll pull this up here. UFO. Looks like the volume is low. About 50, 78, 79,000. That's not bad, actually. It's about the same as that's 79. pTGC is 89. Usually, pTGC has quite a bit more volume than UFO. So that's good. All right, Axel Pros. Let's go to deck screener. And I literally have not even looked at this today. Bitcoin hasn't moved. Ethereum hasn't moved. WPLS has gone down. DAI is up 8%. pTGC is up 2%. UFO is down 5%. Okay. Axel Pros. pTGC is supposed to be a leverage. It is on Pulse, but is there a big possibility WPLS will leave pTGC behind? You're probably the second or third person to bring this to my attention in the last few days. And that tells me that somebody has been like saying that publicly, probably somewhere. I don't know. I'm curious, Axel, if you don't mind, did you just come up with that question on your own, or did you maybe get it from someone else? I'm just curious. I'm really just curious. Okay. So what you want to do, I'm going to walk you guys through this. We're going to select the pTGC chart, and we're down to 7.6 PLS per pTGC. You guys see that? 7.6. You're going off your bags. You're going off your bags. Okay. So you just came up with the question naturally, kind of organically. That's cool. All right. So let's look at this on the weekly. Let me put it in WPLS. And this is part of the presentation anyhow, is that when you're looking at assets, especially if you're looking at something, at flipping out of something, another core asset, any asset on PulseChain that pTGC is bonded with, and you want to know how strong it has pTGC been performing against this asset. If the other asset's outperforming pTGC, you might want to hang on to it. If it's not, then you might go the other direction. So what you'll want to do is flip the chart from USD to WPLS, because the chart always populates in USD. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's USD right here. Select WPLS, and then you're going to see pTGC priced in terms of not dollars, but in WPLS. So you select WPLS, and let's look at the weekly. Where's that thing? Weekly. Oh, we are down. We are down for the past 6. In the last 2 months, we are down 63%, 62% against PLS. Okay. I think that deserves a drink of water. I think I need a drink of water after that. I might need a heavier drink. Oh boy, we're down 62% against PLS in the last, 8 weeks, 2 months. 2 months out of the life of pTGC, we are down against PLS. But look at the life. Look at the life of, okay, when in doubt, zoom out, right? So let's go from, just take a measurement from the second week, the bottom, the second week to present. We're up 236,000%. 236,000% in 2 years. pTGC launched on October 11th, 2023. We have 104 weeks of price performance up and to the right against PLS, totaling 236,000%. Then we're down 64% in the last 8 weeks. I ain't jumping ship. Yo, pTGC is crushing it, man. Absolutely crushing it. You guys see that? Do you need me to run through that again? I can. I'm looking at it. 236,000%. We're up since the second week. We're not talking the day that it launched, but the second week after it's been around an entire 7 days, and everybody's had time to, tell their friends, and some people are taking profit, blah, blah, blah. A lot of volatility that first day, but especially the first week. Should probably actually go back to the second week. We could do that too. Let's do that, because look how it just, reset this chart, take another measurement, because look how it's just up and to the right for the first 2 weeks. So let's take a measurement after the end of the second week to present. 38,000%. 38,000%. And Zen, the founder, calls this the point where everybody has an opportunity to get a hold of it. Kind of everybody's heard about it. It's been out 2 weeks. I hadn't heard about it then. I wish I had. 38,000%. That's like 380x. And we're not even down 1x. And so guys, use your heads. Use your heads. And I'm not picking on you, Axel Rose. That is a good question, which led to a great conversation. Okay, pTGC is a leverage play on Pulse, as evidenced in this chart. When Pulse goes up, woo, right now, pTGC has been going up a down escalator, okay? Pulse has been coming down. pTGC has been going up. What happens when the escalator starts going up in our direction? Do you guys see that? I hope we got your bags packed. I hope all your buddies got a jick bag. Greetings, Alpha Crossover. I never want to call you Crossover, but maybe that's what you want to be called. Are you one of those guys? Are you even a guy? I mean, you could be a gal. You're probably laughing. You can just tell me what you want me to call you. I could just go with Alpha. And it's probably a good idea. Probably shattering my image of you guys, or shattering your guys' image of me. Oh man, 38,000% since the second week. Yeah, since the second week. Like the end of the second week. Man, it just amazes me, man. I love it. Okay, enough of that. What about UFO? Let's have a look at UFO. To be fair, let's look at UFO. All right, so I'm gonna put this screen up. WPLS on the weekly. That was so after the end of the second week. Okay, and the UFO is tricky because it likes to do this flatline thingy on me. So let me see. That's this. We'll go from the bottom of 13 May. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, that should be the 13th of May. There we go. We'll take a measurement from the bottom to today, UFO is up 1,200%. Okay, so PTDC up 38,000%. UFO, which launched in May of 2024, like 6 months later. Wait, that is 7 months. October, November. Yeah, 7 months later is up 1,200% against WPLS. But guys, the key thing is PulseChain has been going down the whole time. It has been going down. So, and we haven't had a full-on bull run on the Pulse network yet. So it's almost like, oh man, I had this thought. We just haven't been going full guns on PulseChain yet. When things are all just chugging along. Everything's just kind of, right now it's just kind of right now. Saw a picture of a wrecked old bus on another Telegram that I'm in. And two guys are underneath it working it. The windows are busted. The hood's ripped off. Somebody spray painted PulseChain on the side of it. Like, pretty much. Yeah. PTDC is down against Pulse lately due to some early buyers taking some profits. Yep. Well done to them. Yeah, man. Thanks for your business as more DAO funds and holder rewards. Absolutely, man. That, from what I understand, the dude that exited last week and toward the end of the previous week, he had like about 5 shark positions. And I don't know, I don't have his wallet address. So, but I understand last I saw, he had like maybe 100 million left or something like that. But I think he exited everything or something like that. Too many somethings like that. But he tipped everybody on his way out. He literally did. And from what I heard, he is up 300x. So, hey man, he is doing what we are all planning to do. Correct? Yeah. I'm a capitalist, so, do I agree with his decision? I agree that he has the right to do whatever he wants with his bags, but I also believe in ethics and common sense. I don't think it was the right time to sell, but he's up 300x. And ethically, I don't know. I don't know. So I ain't going to go there. Banana, UFO shows little volume on Dex Screener. Is there a better source to see volume? There is, the Bendu. It's secretobank.com. Right here, dude. Secreto Bank. Let me walk you through this real quick. Let's walk the Bendu through this real quick. Watch this. Secretobank.com. Select volume. Then select whatever you want. PTDC, UFO. Then you can see all, and you click, select check volume. And then you can see the total of all of these pairs. It's cool. And that is a Snowflake Society. This site here is the first utility in PTDC, in the PTDC ecosystem. It complements of Snowflake Society, and it's free. So there's another cool metric site, which is Look Into PTGC. So you've got Secreto Bank and Look Into PTGC. And there's probably links to both of those in the video description if you guys need them. Right. Do you guys have any questions? So this is for new people mainly. I'm just going to do the same old presentation. We're going to walk through PTGC on the DApp. You're welcome, Bendu. And UFO on the DApp. PTGC. I got to reverse. Hold up, guys. I got to make a note. I'm gonna pull a funny bunny on. I'm gonna rearrange my presentation, just not today. I ain't doing it on the fly. I'm gonna run it in reverse. I'm gonna start doing UFO first because it's the easiest to understand. Reverse presentation. Hold up, UFO first. If I don't write things down, sometimes they won't happen. So we're gonna do that. But today we're going to talk about PTDC first, and it is the most complicated of the two. And actually, I've got a cheat sheet that I've got to use really to keep myself on. I mean, I could just wing it, this presentation, but I don't care to do that because then I miss stuff. So bear with me, guys, as I pull this up because I didn't have it ready before I went live. I'm never completely ready when I go live, unless I'm like doing a like an interview with Hayden. Then I guess I'd take it a little more serious. I probably should too, huh? Guys, I don't know how to. I don't know. It's like I can hardly contain my excitement about what's happening. And I got some news from a buddy today, and it's just things. Some things I just got to keep private because I'm the prairie banana. I have a reputation to protect. It's kind of funny, but dude, there could be so much coming for PulseChain. I can say that. What if the PulseChain that we are all familiar with is more like a test net compared to what perhaps might be coming for PulseChain in a short bit? What if? What if, guys? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's so. I'm saying I'm open to it, and it could be. That's what I'm hearing whispers of from people that got brains. Okay, we got lots of chat going on. Yeah, you sold some PLS for pTGC. Yep. Good. Yeah, I think that's going the right direction. And was up several X's. It appears to be headed back to 1-to-1. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. I know pTGC is up quite a bit over PLS. Yes, a lot. But I'm wanting to make sure, as I don't want to regret the trade. Well, so far you're up on your trade, right? It sounds like you back to 1-to-1. Yeah, I don't know that we'll go back to 1-to-1 if that's what you're implying with PLS. That would be we could, in which case, it's just opportunity to buy more. I don't know what's going to happen. That'd be a big dip. We seem to be holding that 7-to-1 level pretty handily, and then we'd have to go down to 6 and then 5 and then all the way to 1. I can't see that happening, but this is crypto and crazy stuff does happen. But I'm more thinking that we're going to go back up to that 22-to-1 and beyond. Good evening, TS Pedro. Yeah, reassurance from time to time is good. Yeah, dude, absolutely. We all need it, don't we? And that's why coming into a presentation like this, a stream like this, it can be so beneficial. I'm keeping an eye on my window because if the sun starts shining, I'm going to overheat. I'm going to overheat and my check engine light's going to come on. I totally get it. Some reassurance. We just don't want to be like the guy that I brought into pTGC like 2 weeks ago. And then he was all excited. And less than 7 days later, I'm not kidding, he was like, now how do I sell this stuff? And he flipped it back out into PLS. Everything happens for a reason. I'm not going to stand in the guy's way, but he sold it for less than he bought it. And he paid the taxes to buy it and the taxes to sell it. So like TikTok mentality, Okay. All right. What is this over here? All right. I'm getting positioned. Okay, guys. I'm just not stalling for effect. I'm literally looking at my notes. Okay. Is there anything else that's happening? Spaces tomorrow. Okay. I want to mention that Spaces tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. So be there. And I'd appreciate if guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video, repost it and all that stuff, man. Help the algorithm. My intention is to bring people into PulseChain, get them into my circle, and then get them into the grace. That's my whole thing for the next 6 to 9 months. And my book is almost ready, guys. And I think that's going to give us some credibility. And we got postcards going out. Richard Hart's got that taken care of. Millions of postcards. Okay. I heard on a stream that they're like, oh yeah, we got like 35,000 out in the mail right now. And that's So we're 1% there. I'm like, ooh, I can do the math on that. Ended up being like 3.5 million. You know, that's my estimate. So somewhere between motorcycle, somewhere between 3.5 million and more. Can you imagine? I just can't imagine. I'm still in profit, but as it goes down, I had to see what is going on. Yeah, there you go. I'm not going to give you financial advice, but I will tell you what I've been doing for I bought my last big bag like last fall, literally like almost a year ago. I got it to a certain level and I was like, I'm good. I'm literally good on this stuff. And I've been hodling ever since, just waiting. And the PulseChain pump has been just around the corner for 2 years and I'm just waiting. So that's what I would do. Is this cycle ending next year, Q1? Yeah. It could be. We got liquidity needs to flow from the stock market, which is at an all-time high, to Bitcoin, Ethereum, PulseChain, and all the altcoins. Okay. The stock market's topping out. The Feds are easing interest rates. So they just put up the green flag for risk on assets. And people are going to take their profits from stock market, put it into Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs up. They're going to take their profits, put it into Ethereum because they're looking at other places to where they make a gain, right? Ethereum runs up, like, man, where else can I make profit? Ooh, this PulseChain. I just got something in the mail about that. And then they're going to put money in PulseChain. And then PulseChain runs up. And we're going to run up with it. So there you have it, man. ChatGPT is saying this. Try Grok. See what Grok has to say. And and there's also Deep Think, which is the Chinese version. I think it's Deep Think. But if you know cryptographics, he's done a lot of research on market cycles with those AI machines. And he's a tremendous resource about that. So if you got to connect to cryptographics, reach out. All right, guys, I better get cracking here. But you guys can interrupt me with comments and questions all day long. I don't mind. Here is the RH cores versus the grays from about September of 2024 through, what was that? Can't even see it because I got stuff up here. Through about July of 2025. And look at the performance of the grays compared to RH cores. You know, when those core assets move, the grays move even more. And sometimes even when they don't move, I will get an updated. I will get this updated when we're at a new all-time high. When we go past the old all-time high, I'll reach out to Slade, who made that, and I'll get an updated one. And I'm looking forward to it. All right. Now, if you're brand new to the ecosystem, you need to understand that pTGC and UFO are index tokens. They're an index of the best assets on the chain. They're an index of the four core assets, if you want to call it 5, Hex, eHex, Pulse, PulseX, and Ink. Okay. What's an index? That means we are bonded with those tokens. And we all know if you're on PulseChain, you're probably aware of Richard Hart. He is going to win this cycle. His chain and all of his assets are going to win this cycle no matter what. He's got the marketing intellect. He's got the connections. He's got the capital if he needs to do that. He's already doing a massive, never been done before ever in crypto marketing campaign. PulseChain is going to run. It's going to win. And all of his cores are going to go vertical. We are bonded with them. And pTGC and UFO, well, pTGC is a DAO. So all of it's, all the treasury money that's going to the DAO from every transaction, the DAO has been and had been scooping up cheap RH tickers at the bottom of PulseChain and pairing pTGC with these millions of hex and billions of pulse. And, I've got a chart somewhere that actually has them all laid out. But when you hold pTGC and UFO, because they're bonded with all of those assets, you hold a little bit of all of those little assets. And here's an example. Last year at this time, pTGC was about 1-to-1 with Pulse. So, on August 26, 2024, it went 1-to-1. Whoo, we finally made it. We're 1-to-1 with Pulse. Now we're 7-to-1. It's 7 Pulse per pTGC. So if at the end of August last year, you had flipped all your Pulse into pTGC, you would be up 7x on your Pulse. 7x. You could have exited 1/7 of your pTGC. If you had done that, you could exit 1/7. You go back into Pulse and have all your Pulse back and have a fat bag of pTGC if you'd done that at the end of last August. But you can't predict the future, so probably nobody did it. I didn't. Well, I was dollar cost averaging, but I kind of wasn't looking at it that way. But that's an index token. So you own a little bit of all those assets, and that's for pTGC and UFO. And here is a graphical representation of an index. Shaq O'Neill, it's good to see you. Guys, pTGC is primed for a major bull run explosion in the next 90 days. I love that comment, dude. Woo! Let's go. Prime for a major bull run explosion in the next 90 days. Let's do it. Well, that can only mean one thing. Well, not necessarily. I was going to say that can only mean that Pulse is going to run too, but that is not true. That is not true. Let me talk about that, because were you here at the beginning, Shaq? I showed everybody how after the second week, pTGC is up against PLS 38,000%. 38,000%. We don't need Pulse to run for pTGC to do well. That has been proven. That's over 2 years. And that's over 2 years of history, because this thing on October 11th, here in about 3 weeks, this contract has been running flawlessly for 2 solid years. So what happens when the chain turns around? But I do hope we get our bull run, and we want PulseChain to run. We want RH to be successful. We want him to have his glory, because I think he deserves it. Have you guys seen the videos where he's just people are accusing him on stream, and you can just see him hit, like his heart is just like crushed, and he's just like speechless. And I'm just like, ooh, have you guys seen some of that stuff? It's so sad. I really want Richard Hart to have his day in the sun, and I believe he's going to have it. And I think he's a patient man, and he's going to get it. So here is my graphical representation. I'm going to explain it. pTGC and UFO are most thickly bonded with each other. Their next thickest bond is with PLS. And then those other tokens on the outside, it's bonded with those also. And those include the RH tickers, the HEX, PLS, and all that stuff. So we already talked about Secreto Bank. That's where you can go to see all the pairs. You can see volume there. And by the way, guys, you can put any asset into Secreto Bank. Like let's say, for example, Solid X. You want to throw some Solid X in there and look at the Solid X PLSX pair and see the volume. Actually, you just put in the contract address and it'll show you all the pairs. Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's pretty cool. All right. I'm going to need another sip of water. So what's the differences between pTGC and UFO? Oh, I see what happens is when I drop the comments down and put them back up, it shows just the most recent one. I knew that before, but I'd forgotten. Here's the differences, guys. pTGC is a 5% fee, UFO 6%. pTGC's LP is burnt, like most of it. Almost all of it is burnt. UFOs is LP is user provided. They have different ages. different amounts of burn tokens and differences in wallet holders. You know, PTDC saw a big run up in Pulse. UFO hasn't yet. So we have a lot more data on PTDC. UFO, in my opinion, between the two is the sleeper. That's the one. If like I was buying these assets right now, I would be, I'd probably just be buying UFO. But I love PTDC. I love to be able to stake it, and I like to be able to lock it. But to be honest, you know, you can also LP UFO. Don't forget that will be only the first altcoin season. That's correct. That, you know, I can tell you are a long-term thinker. Like, and we need, guys, if you're not thinking beyond this cycle, you should start. Think beyond this bull market and into the next bear. 3 years and next bull market. Like, I'm already thinking about taking profit and buying the bottom of the next bear market. And I'm not talking about taking profit from my PTDC, maybe a little bit, but I ain't selling the entire bag. No way. No, sir. You're welcome, Free Expand. I appreciate you. Thanks for showing up and commenting. It means it's a big deal for the algorithm. And I appreciate your comments. Okay. Now, so that's the differences between PTDC and UFO, the major differences. Now, here are the liquidity pools. Liquidity totals. PTDC, 6 million. 6 million with RH cores. UFO, 8 million with RH cores. And that was as of about a month ago. And then their total liquidity. UFO has the largest liquidity. And that liquidity can be added to by users. Here's the fee. PTDC's 2%, you know, okay, let me back up. PTDC is a 5% fee, UFO is 6%. Here's how PTDC is broken up. 2% to the DAO, 1% to holders, 1% to stakers, 0.5% burns PTDC, and 0.5% burns PTDC and PLS in an LP pool. And then UFO, 3% goes to LP providers, 1% to holders, 1% burns UFO, 1% burns PTDC. Do you guys catch that? Okay, let's back up and talk about the 2% that goes to the DAO for PTDC. Oh, before I forget, UFO burns 1% of PTDC. That's a lot. So we love UFO around here. PTDC holders love UFO. Oh, guys, I'll tell you guys a secret. I got some polo shirts. I'm totally going on rabbit trails today. I got some polo shirts being made, and they're gonna have logos on them, like right here. This is gonna have. I've got probably 2 with the PTDC logo. It'll be a gold alien head with PTDC down below. Not big, just 2.5 inches, probably, just like right there. So when I'm streaming, I can see that. I'll do the same thing with the UFO. So I'm going to be a total shill for the Grays currencies. Yeah, it's fun. So that's coming. Hopefully I got to get this other embroiderer lady to do it, maybe, because the other one, I don't think she's going to get it done in time. She's come in. She's like, and when do you want this done? I'm like, by this afternoon. She's like, ain't happening, buddy. Okay, I expected that. I was just giving her a hard time. PTGC can reach 4 or 5 USD by 2028 or sooner. Now, wait a second. 2028? Yeah, and now that's 3. Okay, that's like 2 years from now. That's a heavy 2, because you've got 26, 27. By 2028, we should be in a bear market. All right, talk to me, Shaq. Talk to me. I'm not tracking with you, but I definitely believe it could be 4 or 5. I can take it. I think it can go there this cycle. I'm still that bullish on this. It's just numbers. It's just math. All right, enough of that. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Let's go. Okay, we've got to talk about superpowers and alien tech. Now each of these, I really need to move this slide Here we go. Watch this. I'm going to show you my slide. This is the superpowers and alien tech of pTGC and UFO. pTGC is on the left. pTGC has two alien techs. One is the AMM bots, and that is the automated market maker bots that are constantly arbitraging pairs to balance out the pairs across the network, across the entire network. So you've got, like, let's say everything's balanced between all the tokens that are paired with Hex. And then somebody trades on the Hex ICOSA pair. And they drop the price of Hex down in that pair. Then all the other assets paired with Hex have to have their prices adjusted to match that price of Hex. The same thing happens in pTGC. Only pTGC is bonded with so many assets that the AMM bots are very busy balancing pairs for across all the pTGC pairs, and by the way, the UFO pairs also. And when they do that, the AMM bots are forced to pay the fee for each, the pTGC and UFO. They have to. There's no other option. I was going to say, or else what? No, there's no other option. The AMM bots pay the fee. And when they do that, they're paying you and me. Do you like that? 15 to 30 cents this cycle, 4 or 5 by 2028. Okay. I agree. I agree that anything is possible in crypto. Even 15 cents. I hope you're laughing with me, dude. So, I am not done talking about this slide. Here's the alien. So we talked about the alien tech for pTGC. It's super. The one that I'm going to talk about in the next slide is the net inflow being greater than the outflow. Then pTGC's superpower is its locking. UFO, its alien tech is the AMM bots. Its superpower is its thickest LP is with pTGC, and then the share rates, which we're going to talk about. So let's go back and talk about this superpower right here, because I have a graphical representation of this. Is alien tech or is it superpower? It's alien tech. And that is the fact that there's more coming into the system than can be taken out of the system when it comes to the 5% fee for pTGC. Because you've got 5% coming in, and here's how it is split up. 0.5% adds to LP, that's coming into the system. 0.5% is burning the tokens, that's beneficial to the system. 2% goes to the DAO, which always does something beneficial for pTGC. It either buys and burns tokens, or it buys some other asset like a Hex or an Ink, pairs it with pTGC, and sends the tokens to the burn address where, you're burning more tokens and locking liquidity. So you've got a total of 3% coming into the system, and only 2% goes to holders and stakers. So only 2% can literally be extracted for a net positive of 1% stays in. 1% stays in the system. That's alien tech. Not all bear market as the next bull market will start earlier to trap all of them. The next bull market will start earlier to trap all of them. Yeah. Could be, man. We will see. I'm up to it. Like I said, I'm a long-term holder. I'm just going to probably be holding my Grays currencies through a lot of this. I've already been holding them. It'll be 2 years in February. So right there, Zabel Crypto. Good to see you, man. Make sure you hit the like and sub to my channel. Appreciate you. Okay. So that's the alien tech for pTGC. Now I need to get on task here. You guys are like, who is this guy that is doing these presentations? And he's like so scatterbrained. Just doing what I can, guys. Just doing what I can. You know what I figure? I'd like to be perfect. I would love to be perfect, but I ain't, and I'm still going to do what I'm able to. There's a difference between pTGC, and I'm sure you guys do the same, right? I think we all do that. I'm just stating the obvious. There's a difference between pTGC and a lot of the other tokens on PulseChain. Okay, I want to make something clear. We are one. You can tell by my sentiment that we are 100% for Richard Hart. By the way, we're all for his assets too, and we're not going to diss anybody for buying those assets. I've bought those assets. I hold those assets. But we're also very careful to not, just because we believe that we're the best asset on the chain and I can prove it. Look at my pinned post, guys. Prairie Banana proved it, but within a few different categories, you got to meet the criteria, honestly. But we are attempting to not bash other ecosystems. Why? Because we're going to win with honor. We consider ourselves to be gentle men over here. We are going to win, and we don't need to beat up other ecosystems on the way. We're just going to leave the results up to God, right? Just do what we're supposed to do and leave the results up to God. And we're going to win. We don't need to put other ecosystems down. But there is a difference. There is a difference between pTGC and a lot of other ecosystem tokens. And one of the key differences is, what did you miss? I don't follow you, Zabel. I don't understand what you're saying. And that is the DAO. The DAO is a key thing that allows that has helped pTGC become so successful. So what the DAO allows us to do, I'm about to go close those blinds. Give me a second. Hold up. At least I can have that air blowing on me. The DAO allows us to take advantage of opportunities. Opportunities come up. We got money in the treasury. We literally do right now have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the DAO treasury, dollars of Pulse. Okay. And we can take advantage of opportunities, and they come along all the time, right? Vouch was one that came along. I don't know that we even looked. I don't know that the DAO even considered it. I'm sure they considered it, but I don't know what they thought about it. So don't ask. I don't know. I haven't even looked at Vouch, and I could probably, if I looked at it, I could probably tell you why we don't have a pair with it. Yeah, I'm assuming we don't. I haven't even checked. But things like that, opportunities like that come along all the time, and the DAO makes a decision. Like most token, DAO put their heads together, and they're like, hey, this is a Richard Hart meme. Let's go ahead and take it. Let's not take a risk. Although all crypto is risky, but they took a chance on it and made a pair, had everybody's money back within like less than a week. You want to buy 50 million pTGC? 50 million pTGC? It's going to run you about 15 grand. 15 grand for 50 million. Cheers from the Great White North. That would be Canada. That would be Canada. And unless I'm mistaken. I was just watching videos about that yesterday. Funk Master Hex. All right. Good to have you here today. So the DAO is what allows pTGC to pivot. We can take advantage of opportunities. So we're not like a train on a track, like a standard token. Sorry, UFO is a standard token, but it's bonded with pTGC, which is a superpower. So the standard token is like a train on a track. It can go forward and backwards. That's it. Oh, there's an obstacle on the track. Well, I guess we're going to have to stop or crash through it, and we might get derailed. But that ship on the sea can circumnavigate. It can turn. It can go in reverse. And, it can go north, south, east, west, all that stuff. The ship on the sea, it can be very nimble. Let's put it that way. That's a way to put it. The ship can be nimble. And that is what allows pTGC to be successful like it is. It's the DAO. And the more time goes on, the more I am enamored with the DAO aspect of pTGC. And by the way, the DAO is locked down tight. If the founder were to get hit by the proverbial bus, other guys would take over. The top 100 wallets can submit proposals. All stakers can vote on those proposals. The proposals got to pass by 65%. If you get a proposal passed, and then the pulse goes to your wallet to execute the proposal. 100 million PLS max. If you misbehave with the 100 million PLS, you will be blacklisted by the community for the rest of your existence. And we would move on without you. So, yeah. It's not, the pTGC DAO is not one of those DAOs that's run by just on somebody's wallet. It is a true decentralized crypto DAO. All right. You guys ready to go to the DApp? We did talk about the bots. I think we're ready to go to the DApp. Yeah, it's time because we're at an hour. Is there any questions? Are there any questions? Ricky Reyes, my buddy. pTGC is the king of all coins in the PulseChain network, period. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. When we meet, whether here or there, coffee's on me. I don't drink, so we'll have coffee. Thanks so much, man. I'm going to screenshot that and send it to my wife. I literally am. She's going to be so excited. She's been digging this YouTube thing. She's like, really? You get tip money? Yep, sure do, sweetie. All right. Okay. Let's go to the DAO. The DApp. And that is PulseTGC.com. www.pulsetgc.com. And we are working on a new site. It's supposed to be ready soon. That's how these things go, man. It's always like soon. It'll be ready when it's ready. It's like my book. I was like, oh, maybe a couple months. 6, 7. Oh, it's terrible. Okay. It's really not terrible. It just is what it is. I guess it's part of life. Some things happen sooner than you think. Some things don't. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're bullish on PulseChain today. Put a 0 in the chat if you're not. We're going to do a little poll. I'm going to put my answer. Put a 1 in the chat, long term. Like, put a 1 in the chat if you're long-term optimistic about PulseChain today. Put a 0 in the chat if you're a little bearish and pessimistic. T.S. Pedro is optimistic. Ricky Reyes. Gary Bennett. I love you guys. That's so awesome. We're like man, Zebo Crypto. I love it. We are like the diehards over here. It's so funny. People say, I don't go down with the ship. I ain't going down with the ship. I jump on a lifeboat before I go down with the ship. I'm sorry. How about the ship ain't going down? The ship ain't going down. All right, let's go to the DApp. Okay, you can do 3 things with pTGC. You can hold it, stake it, and lock it. If you hold it, that's real easy. You're going to earn reflections. They come into your wallet like alien tech, man. It's like you don't have to trigger any transactions. You don't have to go retrieve any tokens. They show up. They literally just show up in your wallet. It's kind of spooky. When I first saw it, I was like, whoa, that's cool. As soon as you hold pTGC, come back in an hour and you'll have more pTGC. And it goes on day after day after day after day after day, as long as you hold it. You do want to buy it from a wallet you want to keep it on, because otherwise you're going to pay the 5%. So you can hold it and you can stake it. Staking is, I'm going to do just an overview and then we'll go to the depth. I think that's a good idea. Staking is it's a commitment, but it's not a time commitment. It is a commitment in the sense that when you end your stake, you are going to pay 1% of your principal that goes to all the other stakers. Excuse me. And then when if you lock your pTGC, that's a 30% hit if you decide to unlock early, which goes to all the other lockers. Okay, there's two terms. There's staking, that's the easy one. And then there's locking, which is the big commitment one. So let's go to the DApp. Good morning, only crypto. Where is it morning right now? Hawaii? I bet it's still morning in Hawaii. I bet you're in Hawaii. Let's see if only crypto tells us where he is. You don't have to. I'm just playing around. Okay, so if you hold pTGC, let me connect my wallet. Yeah, man. Kurt, you're a one guy. I knew it. Let me get the correct wallet in here. Let me get this wallet going here. And I got to connect it. Sorry, guys. I guess I haven't connected in a couple days. Australia, really? I did not know that. Are you in Only Crypto? Are you in the group with, what's that lady's name? I don't remember her name, but we did a presentation to her group, probably 2 months ago. But I'm curious if you're in her group or if you know her. Okay, guys, here is the DApp, PulseTGC.com. Select staking, which will bring you here. And if you hold pTGC in your wallet and it's liquid, then you can select the stake button and stake however much pTGC you want. Yeah, man. Shaq O'Neal is in the one club. You can stake as much as is in your wallet. Wouldn't it be cool if you could stake it more than what's in your wallet? That would be so awesome. Hey, we need to create a token that you can stake more of than you actually own. How can we do that? So you can select it by percentages too if you wanted to do that. And then you will just sign it in your wallet and you'll have stake pTGC. Now notice there's no time commitment. Pulse will be $1 USD in 2032. Your predictions are cracking me up, man. So that's 7 years from now. Actually, it's going to go by in a blink. It's more like 6 because we're almost coming up on 2026. Yeah, I think Pulse will be $1 USD in 2032 also. At least one. Okay, so there's no time commitment for staking, and you can unstake any old time you want. And here's the best part about it. You see this pTGC sitting right here? That's actually in the contract, but I can claim it anytime, and it'll go straight to my wallet and start earning reflections. All right, now, I think that's it for staking. And let's talk about ROI and staking. It all depends on volume on the network and price appreciation. That's what's going to affect your ROI. So I just stake, so you know, I staked some pTGC probably a month ago, and then I locked some for 90 days, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they're going to mature Thanksgiving weekend. I don't think the bull run will be over by Thanksgiving weekend. I don't think so. If it is, I'll be sorely disappointed. But if it's not, I'll be happy because I was able to lock up some pTGC, and I want every single pTGC token that I can get, especially the free ones. Buying pTGC right now, I'm done. I'm happy. I'm literally happy just holding and creating for you guys and making this happen, if that's happening. If I have anything to do with it, that's what I'm doing. I'm not interested in, I've got my bag. I've got it. I feel like I'm, I'm good. So, but that's the reason I say that is because I am okay locking at this point in the cycle, and I'm okay staking at this point in the cycle. Okay, locking. You need to stake in order to lock. You can only lock staked tokens. So here you go. Got a little dust storm going on outside. It's pretty interesting. So if you want to lock your tokens, you select the lock button. Lock however many tokens that you want to lock. I don't have any staked tokens that aren't locked presently. You can select your lock time frame. Okay, and it's anywhere from 90 days to 3,650 days. Okay. Hey guys, let me know if does that banner down below, does that bother anybody? Like, put a 1 in the chat if it like somewhat bothers you, if it distracts you or think it might distract other people. Just put a 1. You're not going to hurt my feelings, guys. I really want to do the best for, because I can just use this on the space streams and not my presentation. Okay, so there's your locking tiers. Now I want to explain them. The minimum you see is 90 days, and you will keep 55% of the rewards. And what that means is the rewards that you get as a locker they're going to be stored in the contract until you claim them. When you claim them, 55% will go to your wallet and start earning reflections and staking rewards too, because they're still staked. Or no, they're not. 55% would go to your wallet and start earning reflections. Yeah, period. 45% will go to the dead address. So whenever you claim tokens, you're actually burning supply and boosting your own position in pTGC. Now, the max is 10 years. If you lock for 10 years, you keep 100%. You keep 100% of the locking rewards. Now, here's the thing. If you lock 1 day into the next higher tier, you'll earn from that tier. Okay. I don't recommend, or just think about it. Think about not locking a big old bag for 10 years or locking a single bag for, 5 years. Consider breaking it up into smaller bags so that if you decide, hey, you know what? Because I might do it, guys. I'm going to tell you what. If March came around and I hadn't hit my absolutely biggest number ever to set me up for the rest of my life number, but it's sitting in a lock or maybe 2, and I've got several locks, I just might. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. This crypto tech changes every day. But absolutely. So where was I going with that? Oh, multiple locks. If you break your stuff up into multiple locks, then you're not nuking a big old bag and paying the 30% penalty that goes to all the other lockers. You're not sure who that girl is that you were talking about. I don't follow a lot of people, just you guys and a couple of others. That's it. Okay. That's fine. No, she's a nice gal. We did a presentation to this group in Australia. They're a financial investing group. They got about 500 members, and I mean, really kind of an A+ kind of run group. And they had a little segment that we did a presentation to them, Zen and I, and they really liked it. But they were very like green. They didn't understand crypto like you guys and I do. So, but it was fun. That's locking. That's staking, locking. Let me check my notes, make sure I'm not missing anything on that. When you stake your tokens, they remain in your wallet. So if you're trying to sell or move tokens and you see them in your wallet, then they might be staked. Just go to the DApp and check and make sure. Okay, hold up. Not one big lock, 1 day in the next tier. Those are 2 big deals. Okay, now we're going to talk about the difference between reflections and staking and locking rewards. Hold up. Got to have a sip. There's a big difference, huge difference between reflections and staking rewards and locking rewards. And here's the difference. Reflections and staking rewards come to you based on volume. The volume today is what, $90,000. Our reflections and staking rewards come from that. Okay. You have a certain amount of the staking pool, and we have a certain amount that's being paid that's coming into in volume. So we have $90,000 in volume. You know, what is it? 20% of that is going to holders. So 90,000 times 0.2, $18,000 is going to holders. And so if you're 1% of the holding pool, like you're a whale, I think that makes sense. If you're a whale, then you would keep 1% of $18,000. What would that be? $180. I think it's $180. Sounds right. But lock-in rewards are very, very different because they're not based on volume. They're totally dependent on human behavior. So somebody decides that they want, the prairie banana in March of 2026 decides he wants that capital. He just can't wait. He's going to dip into his principal just a little bit and change the rest of his life. And so he nukes a lock or two and pays the rest of the community 30%. And the tokens will come to you not in value, not in, see how we did it? So I was talking about the volume, $90,000 in volume, $18,000 going to holders. Well, the locking rewards don't work that way. I mean, let's say I nuked 10 million tokens times 0.3, I'd be sending 3 million tokens to all the other holders. 3 million tokens. Well, if you're a 1% holder if you have a 1% position in the locking pool, then you would take home 1% of 3 million, which would be, is that 300? 300? Oh, times 0.01, 30,000. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, calculator. 30,000 tokens. Well, what if those tokens are worth $1 each by then, or 15 cents? If they're worth 15 cents, Shaq, it's $4,500. You can take your wife on a trip for $4,500. So it's a big difference between holding and staking and locking rewards. Do you see Hex hitting $1 in coming bull run? Absolutely. Absolutely. I absolutely see Hex hitting $1 in the coming run. Why? Speculation. It went to 56 cents. Everybody says it went to 52 or whatever, 51. I saw it, man. It was 56. It went to 56 cents last cycle. I started buying at 12 cents. Bought it all the way up. I'm like sick over that. I haven't bought Hex in years because I'm just but I hold it and I promote it, and I believe it's absolutely going beyond $1. I mean, it would be $1 would be less than 2x above its previous all-time high. It has to go higher than $1, Jess. It has to. Otherwise, it's a failure. Hex would be a failure if it only hit $1 next cycle, this cycle. And I just can't see that happening. And you know what Richard Hart has been doing? He's been thinning I'm going to say this wrong. I think he's been thinning the liquidity. Is that how you put it? Guys, I am not a crypto guru, crypto expert. I like marketing. That's my thing. But my understanding, and he has been setting up Hex and Ink. I don't know so much about PulseX and Pulse, but guys, it doesn't take much to move this chain. It really doesn't. And Hex too. Like, oh, check this out. Let me see if I can recall this. I heard this 2 weeks ago. Let me see if I can regurgitate it. There has been so much hex locked up. In other words, the supply has been essentially taken off the market. So much of it, like 90% of it, has been taken off the market, that if we had the same buy pressure, and don't, always fact check what I say. And I saw this on Twitter. I'm like, well, that makes sense. But, I did not fact check it. So I'm repeating something that is probably an element of truth to it. If we had the same amount of buy pressure in hex this cycle as we did last cycle, it could send hex to $56. That's what I saw on Twitter that I'm repeating now without having fact checked it. So, yeah, $56 hex. Oh yeah, that would be $56 divided by 0.56. That would be 100x from its previous all-time high. That sounds more like it. It did 1,000x in the last cycle. I know it did 10,000x, but it did 1,000x on its own. Ethereum did a 10x. So, yeah, I'm digging myself into a hole. I'm going to stop digging. It can go to $1. Do I think it will? I do see it hitting $1 and beyond. Absolutely. All right, let's go into UFO. Talked about the superpowers. Okay, we got to talk about, we got to get the DAT pulled up. Oh, let's talk about ladders. pTGC, you can have one stake per wallet. You can have multiple locks. I use multiple wallets, hardware wallets. So I have locks on various wallets. You got to be careful when transferring this token, like I said before, because you will pay the fee. The way I did it is I look at locking pTGC as in 3 categories. My 10-year locks, my ladder, and my 90-day locks. And I went 88% 10 years because I want those lock-in rewards. I went 8% ladder. So my ladder bags are like not very impressive. And then my 4% 90-day locks are even less impressive. But, they're impressive in token quantity now. But where I think this thing is potentially going, I think it could be very impressive. So that's how you guys can, that's an example for what you guys can do if you want. Ladder, like mine are literally they're going to mature at the end of this year. One of them, I'll have one ending right in the middle of the bull run, probably. So yeah, good timing. Hopefully it works out for me. Been doing this crypto thing for a long time. I know you guys haven't been too. Let's talk about UFO because I think that's it. You can have multiple locks per wallet. Yeah. Oh, I can feel myself starting to wind down. Okay, you can do 2 things with UFO. You can hold it and you can LP it. Don't underestimate UFO, guys. And I'm literally going to flip my presentation around and start talking about UFO first because I am that excited about UFO. The only thing, what do I think about the vouch coin? I just mentioned it a few minutes ago. I'm excited for everybody that's holding it. I think from the chart, let's have a look at it because, it looks like they're crushing it, man. Last I saw, of course, it just launched. Oh, it's down 27% today. I'll show you guys the chart. Whoa, big correction. It came out August 25th. Let's see, after the second day, it's up. Let's call that 5,000%. I'm being generous today. It's up 5,000% against USD. It's $1.45. No, it's 1.45 pulse per. We'll look at that in a second. Liquidity is 307,000. $70,000 in volume. And I don't know enough about it to make a call on it. I don't know who the founder is. I think isn't it a tax token? Vouch ecosystem unlock PulseChain block rewards without running a validator. Connects nodes, enabling everyone to earn yield. Okay, it sounds interesting. Let's look at it in terms of WPLS. Another big correction. Let's see, it's down. Let's look at this on the weekly. Let's be fair. On the weekly, it's down 53% in WPLS. And on the weekly, it's down 53% on the. It's down 62% in USD. But, you know, it's really not fair, in my opinion, to even compare it to pTGC right now because Vouch is so new. You know, all tokens have a correction after they launch. It's pretty standard. So, what do I think about it? I don't know. That's as much as I haven't even looked at it more than what we just did. So everybody that's crushing it over there, bring some, if you don't have a bag of pTGC, bring over some profit to pTGC. That's my advice. I have been in, I'm not going to say like I can say I've been in crypto for a complete cycle now because I got in before the Hex run up last time, but I didn't hold Hex. I got in early 2021. So I'm like a complete cycle finally. But I don't feel like I'm an OG, but I will say that in the last, since I got into the Grays currencies, I think being in the Grays helped my discernment of other tokens. And I can say with relative confidence that there are a lot of shiny objects in crypto. There are so many of them that I would scrutinize every project to the nth degree before I took a position in it. I've just had it up to my neck with other projects. I mean, once you hold pTGC and understand it, and once it becomes like the number one asset in your wallet, you're probably gonna be the same way. Just like everything else, see, pTGC is setting the bar. It's setting the bar. Did you guys see my pin tweet? I'm going to go get it. I'm going to grab a link. And you guys can go look at it on your own time. Bam. There you go. Let's go to UFO. Thanks for the question, Jas. So you go to the DApp, same DApp, select UFO token. If you want to LP, then you're going to come down here and select UFO liquidity pools. If you just want to see your rewards, your PLP rewards and your reflections, go to here. Select liquidity pools. Here are all the optional pools. If you go to PulseX and LP there, you will bypass this and you won't get the rewards. So do it from the DApp. You can LP with your UFO with any of these tokens. They all share the same, so it doesn't matter which one you pair with. Now, there are some exceptions in that if you pair UFO and pTGC, you will pay the tax, the management fee for each of those, the community fee, sorry, for each of those. And then the UFO PLS pair, when you exit that pool, if and when you exit that pool, you will pay the UFO 6% fee, management community fee when you exit that pool. But the rest of them, the fee is waived. Okay, it's built into the contract that way. And the way that you do this is you select manage pool, add liquidity, and then just however much you want to add. You have to have equal portions for each side. Select add new liquidity, sign it in your wallet. Then once you sign it, go back to UFO token, select UFO PLP rewards, and then go down and just check it and look at it, right? And make sure that you actually have that LP. And actually, it might be as much as even 24 hours before you see any rewards come in for if you have an LP, just because sometimes the contract, if there's not a lot of volume, the contract's not going to go distributing rewards and wasting gas money to distribute rewards. It's going to wait until enough rewards are built up, and then it's going to send it to everybody's wallet. Okay, that's how it works. But always go check after you make your LP. Go and double check and make sure it's still in place. Blah blah blah. You might even want to go to PulseX V2 and check there. You know, but this is built on top of PulseX, so it's good. But doesn't hurt to check, does it? Now I want to show you something, and that is, well, let's talk about it first. UFO shares. They are a superpower, and it's a user-centric superpower. Just like pTGC is user-centric superpower is the locking, UFOs is the share rate. Okay? And that means you benefit from shares. What are shares? They're something you were assigned when you enter an LP. If you put 10 million UFO into an LP, you will be assigned 10 million shares. If you put 5 million into an LP, you will be assigned 5 million shares. You see how that's going? Okay. It's always going to be 1-to-1. This LP that you saw here has 1 million shares. I'm going to show it to you. UFO PLS, UFO shares, 1 million. What do UFO shares do? Hold on a second. And Shaq O'Neal, I'll be with you in just a minute after I'm done explaining UFO shares. So you see that 1 million UFO shares? Well, that means I put a million UFO into an LP with PLS. And that is like a bookmark. It bookmarks my position in the rewards pool to get my PLS rewards, because when you LP, you earn rewards in PLS. Let me show that to you here real quick, because we don't want to glance over that. Here's the pending rewards in PLS for this LP, and any LPs, so the total will be right here. And then here's the reflections, okay? That 45,000 UFO. How much is 45,000 UFO nowadays? Anyhow, I'm just curious. We're going to go on a little rabbit trail. How much? I mean, this LP has been in there for, it's been there for almost, well, over a year. $1, $1.02. But, you know, it's literally a million UFO. So a million UFO is what, $40 or something? So the UFO shares is a place marker. They never change. They never change. When you're assigned the UFO shares, they stay with your wallet. The only way that you can lose your shares is if you unpair. So here's the thing. If you go, like if I go to PulseX V2 right now, and I look at this wallet that I put 1 million UFO into, there's going to be 400,000 UFO in there, or 300,000 UFO in there, because people have been valuing UFO more than Pulse, and they've been buying my UFO. Yay! I like that. But the problem is I lost my UFO. Half of it, over half of it. So if I unpaired that, what do I get? 400,000 UFO in my wallet. Well, if I decided I wanted my UFO shares back, I'd have to repair that 400,000 UFO and an equal portion of the other token. And then I'd have 400,000 shares instead of 1 million. So I'd be reduced by half. But here's the thing. And this happened. And keep an eye on this, guys. Guys, I'm all okay. Alert. If you have a UFO E-hex pair that you made recently, you can increase your UFO shares by unpairing and repairing. Here's how you do it. And let me back up. This is how it happens. Like let's say you put 100,000 hex into an LP. So you got 100,000. No, I'm sorry. You put 100,000 hex into an LP. Yeah. And then you put, let's say you do put 100,000 UFO, like equal numbers. It wouldn't work out that way, but just for illustration. And then 2 weeks later, eHex has a run up like it did. All right. And so people were valuing the hex more than the UFO. So what that means you got more than 100,000 UFO in there. So what could you do? You go to PulseX V2. No, don't do it on PulseX V2. Do it on this dApp. But you do want to go there first, actually. Go to PulseX V2, confirm that you have more than 100,000 UFO. And let's say you have 150,000 UFO. I helped a guy do this last weekend, and he increased his shares by 10%. And so you go to PulseX, and you got 150,000 UFO. You come back to the dApp, pulsetgc.com dApp, and you unpair it and repair it. And now you got 150,000 UFO shares, not 100,000. Okay, that's how it works. So keep an eye on the assets that you are paired with, because you never know. If they have a big run up and you increase in UFO tokens, you can literally, for the cost of gas, increase your shares. Dude increased his by 10%. That means out of that pool, that rewards pool, he's going to be earning 10% more rewards for as long as he holds that pool. Yeah, man. There you have it. I think that's it for UFO shares. Let me talk about, hold on. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, man. I think we're ready to go into moon math. Shaq O'Neal. PDI to $1 USD, Hex to $1 USD, and pTGC to $1 USD. That is what RH is willing. No, you're funny, dude. pTGC to $1 USD, Hex to $1 USD, and PT to 1. That is what RH is willing. Okay. I don't think RH has any control over what pTGC does, except for maybe he can control what Hex does, which is going to have some bearing on what pTGC does. That's for sure. It all depends on the ecosystem succeeding to put up a real decentralized stablecoin. Yeah. Jexa, the founder of Out, said he took inspiration from pTGC. That's cool. I like that. There's a lot of people that, pTGC inspired a lot of people. Let's put it that way. It's an inspiring token. Yeah, there's a lot of, it was first of its kind, guys. You know that. pTGC was the first DAO on PulseChain, but that's not all. pTGC and UFO followed suit after several other tokens launched, but pTGC was the first asset that leveraged bots to increase buy pressure, to increase volume. To increase demand. Superpower. Or is it alien tech? I'd have to look at my chart. How about just cool? I think we just call that cool. pTGC was the first one. All right. We're going to skip the charts. I've got so many charts. If you guys want to see all the charts, you can geek out all you want. 2 ways. You can buy the book. And the other way is once a month, Zen and I are streaming about monthly stats. So at the end of the month, I pull a bunch of stats into a spreadsheet, load them up to some charts, and then he and I go out for about an hour and a half reviewing charts. It's so fun. If you guys want to see the previous one, the one that we did, it's like the first one. Go in my YouTube to the beginning of September and have yourself a time. I love those charts. Canva, amazing. Amazing. All right. You guys ready for some moon math? Thanks for that UFO hack. Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I did that last year. Ink had a little run up, and I unpaired and repaired. I was like, yeah, man, free money. Free money. You just got to pay attention. You are absolutely welcome, dude. I hope you go crush it with that tip. One of the problems is everything starts pumping and running, and we just kind of lose it. We're just all like in la la land, like not even paying attention. And then, the thing of it is sometimes you want to just kind of be present, take some time to think about things, or maybe put a little yellow sticky in place that'll remind you to, hey, think about, when these assets run up, pay attention, because you literally can level up. And then when bear market comes, you're making more rewards. Okay, so we got to talk about a couple of things before we do any moon math. Yeah. pTGC and UFO are the golden goose of crypto. pTGC, I don't know about so much UFO, probably both of them. But let's just say pTGC is the checkmate of PulseChain. It is a Trojan horse. I've got a lot of other, they'll be in the book. I've got a lot of other little sayings for what I think pTGC is, other than amazing. It's checkmate. Checkmate. So, therefore, be careful with your bags. Be careful with your bags. Here's the thing. Okay, let's talk about supply and your principal holdings. You've got a deflationary supply. Every day, the supply is becoming less and less. Every day, your principal is growing and growing. As your principal grows and the supply decreases, you're earning more rewards. Now, no, I'm repeating what I've heard. Thank you, Mando. Thank you, Zen. I cannot conceptualize it. You guys probably can. You can even take all your profit home, your reflection rewards and your staking rewards. You can take those off the table and send them out to fiat. And you're still going to, as long as you don't touch your principal, you are still going to earn more rewards. If you earn 1,000 pTGC this year and you sell all of it, next year you're going to earn 1,001 or whatever. Okay. You guys follow that? That'd be cool to actually do a real science experiment to see how, what the difference is. So be careful with your principal bag, because it will never, as long as we have a Pulse network, it will always be producing for you. It's like a golden goose that produces golden eggs. If you can wrap your life around the eggs and be content with them, you'll be better off than slaughtering the goose and having no more eggs. There. I said it. All right, now let's go do some moon math and call it a day. A Sunday. And the sun is above the clouds today. You guys want moon math? I want some class participation. How many X's do you think pTGC can do against PulseChain? And how many X's do you think PulseChain can do? I've got my numbers. I'm going big today. I'm going big. But don't let that skew your input. What do you think pTGC can do against Pulse? And what's Pulse going to do? I'll get the calculator pulled up. Moon math. Guys, this is a look into ptgc.com. You can browse the dashboard and the DApp for free. Dashboard is cool. You can see all the tokens that have been burned. And the volume, 96,000 in volume. That's really good. Look at our price. 3028. How many X's to a penny? 34 X's to a penny. We are 3,500x to $1. Man, I'm getting tired. Oh, I'm supposed to do this, guys, for you guys. I got to make sure that I do this. I'm doing it for Shaka. Doing this for Shaka. He wants me to drop my wallet address in the chat because he wants me to be tipped. So if you guys want to tip me, you guys can do the super chats, but there's a wallet address you can also use, and you can just tip me there if you guys want to. And what Shaka is going to do is at the end of September, any tip money that comes in, he's going to match it dollar for dollar up to $1,000. He wants to give me some money, but I think he wants me to earn the other half of it or whatever. There you go, guys. Back to look into pTGC. Here's the revenue in the last 7 days. That's the fees collected from the 5%. And here's where it went for the last 24 hours. That's some cool stuff, man. Ink Moon math. You want to do Ink Moon math? I can look at that perhaps. Here's UFO. Cool stuff. I don't think, Jas, that I can do Ink Moon math because I don't believe this is built out for Ink. What do we got here? We got pTGC PLS, pTGC PDI. I don't see Ink. Nuts. Yeah, sorry, dude. We're going to do pTGC PLS. And you guys didn't give me input, so we're going to do an X factor of 10 because I think we're going to be doing 10Xs against Pulse, and I think Pulse is going to do 500X. You guys sitting down, that is going to be a 5,000X. 40 cents? Is that 40 cents? I think it's more than 40 cents. I hope it is. It's $1.40. Okay. So where did I get that number? Where did I get that crazy number? I should always explain this first. The 10X factor is the number of X's that I believe pTGC will do against Pulse, while Pulse does its 500X. I used to always throw in 100X in there for Pulse because that was before the marketing campaign. Now I'm at 500X. I really think it's probably going to do more like 1,000X, but I try to be conservative. 500X. pTGC has done 7X against Pulse in the last year, but it has been up as high as 22. So I think 10X is conservative. There's your 5,000X, which puts pTGC at $1.43. Okay. We have two more calculators, which is the give me a second. The reflections. Let's talk about how much you can earn if you have 100 million pTGC. If you have 100 million pTGC, which is like $30,000 right now, here's what you would earn at $10 million in volume. And the volume today is, so we would have to 100X in volume. It'll happen. I mean, I think it will happen. Maybe we'll just spike up to 10 million, but who knows? Your experimental APY is 43%. You would earn 117,000 pTGC per day. Wow. That would be sweet, man. That would be so sweet. Yeah. I like that. Of course, that's at this price. You know, you'd earn less at a higher price. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. We'll catch it next time. What else? That's for pTGC. For UFO, 500 million, $10 million in volume. Your yield would be 2.39 million UFO or $53 worth of tokens every day. Okay. Now I'm going to save the best for last, and that is the lot calculator. Let's go talk to Run Dream Active. Oh, dude. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Oh, man. My mistakes. And how do I not get these coins from being taken from me too. Okay, so they're locked. Okay, here's the thing, man. Let's talk offline. Can you chat right after this stream? Let me know if you can chat. We can just jump on Telegram. Okay, cool. Let's do it. All right, guys, let's do the lot calculator. And let's that this is the average, 395 million. Hit me up in Telegram, Run Dream, or on X. Give me your phone number. If you have 100 million locked up, and let's say the tokens are now worth $1 each, and you're in 10-year locks, you would earn 85,000 tokens, $85,000. Okay. All right. I think that's it, man. We got through the moon math. And I'm going to, okay, a couple quick things. Hold on, guys. Go to secretobank.com and update your profile. You see my profile picture? It's got a very nice, attractive gold circle around it. Go get yours and update it to update your Twitter and your Telegram and your X and all that stuff. Okay, guys, I'm going to go have a convo. Be on Spaces tomorrow night. And yeah, go have a day. I'll see you guys. We'll do this again on Wednesday. Bring some friends. All right. See you guys. Run Dream. Hit me up right now. Right. I'm dropping this. We're going to talk. Hit me up. Let's connect right now. All right. See you guys.